Okay, so I'm going to do a slightly longer video combining weeks 9 and 10, only because there was nothing really important happened in week 9. It was a lot of sitting around and waiting for people to come up to the front desk rather than actual cataloguing work. The main reason for this was both the cataloger and Helen, who I've been working with quite closely the last couple of weeks, were away. So it was just me and the head librarian, who really didn't have much for me to do. But one added bonus, as I mentioned last week, was Hannah came to visit in the morning, and that was amazing. We got to spend a lot of time talking about our own projects, what I'd been doing at my place, and a bit more about what she'd been doing at hers. And it was great to have someone to share it with, just to have someone who's going through a similar experience. Because it's great talking to the doctors who are working there, but they're not really understanding the intricacies of what I've been doing or why I've been doing it. But having someone going through the exact same experience was nice. So we talked Hannah through our library in the morning and helped her get to grips with everything. But after she'd left, she went back to her hospital. The afternoon, I was literally sat behind a desk for 3 or 4 hours, waiting in case anyone needed assistance, because there was literally no more cataloguing to be done. Everything was sorted, and the people who were normally around to give me work to do weren't there. So moving into this week, and I honestly had the perfect last day. I absolutely loved it. I wouldn't have changed a thing. So the entire staff were back, which was really nice. I got to say goodbye to everyone and thank them so much for putting up with me for 10 weeks. I had a meeting with my original librarian from the Queen Elizabeth as well. She wanted to talk about how I thought the placement had gone and what anything I would change. So I didn't want to complain too much because honestly I've had an amazing time the last couple of weeks, but it was quickly mentioning the multiple meetings in the first couple of weeks and small things that maybe next time wouldn't be as useful for students. But I got to thank her as well for the amazing placement and tell them everything I'd learned. And the rest of the day, we had another giant influx of fiction books. So I got to spend the last day doing what I do best, apparently, in that library, and that is cataloguing fiction books. It was really interesting because I'd spent a lot of time doing medical books. You had to be way more careful. But with the fiction books, that's not their bread and butter, so they really couldn't care as much. As long as I had like the right author, the barcode, and the genre, everything else could be worked out later. So that was great. I work. Yeah. The rest of the day was just saying goodbye and thank you for everything. I They offered to give me recommendations for jobs in the future, which was amazing. They absolutely did not have to do that. I was just overwhelmed. I'm really, really gutted I don't get to go back next week even. I just feel like I'm getting really comfortable. I love going in every week. So to suddenly say, yeah, next week, stay at home, is a really it's a tough pill to swallow. But they've done everything they could for me, and I've done everything I could for them, and I loved every single second. And I just wanted to thank them and Strathclyde University for giving me this opportunity. I wouldn't. I had a rough first couple of weeks. That's definitely fair to say. I didn't like moving around from hospital to hospital, and I didn't like sitting in meetings that I wasn't going to be a part of when the next meeting came around. But I definitely feel like starting a placement in a field that I had nothing to do with. I had no medical experience before this, so the research projects, like researching books and finding out what they meant, was way more difficult for me. But I feel that's definitely useful. If I'd just gone into some sort of digital library or media library where I knew my way around, then I wouldn't have got the same benefits. I think the medical library was a perfect placement for me this year, and I'm really, really thankful that I got it. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you.